Hey, what is up, YouTubes? We are here to talk about a topic that is near and dear to my heart, buy listing. All right, near and dear to my heart might be a little strong, but I'm a huge fan of buy listing because it helps me take cards I don't want or need and turn them into cards or cash. Who am I kidding? It's always cards, but I'm a big fan of it. And yeah, there's also a lot of companies that do the whole buy listing thing, but I've always used Card Kingdom, and yes, they sponsor the channel and they are awesome for it. But it's just the place that I think is the best place to buy list cards and then buy more cards from. So that's what I'd recommend if you're looking for suggestions. And that's also going to be the website I go through to show you how to buy list, is using Card Kingdom. So if you're looking for a suggestion, start there. Hashtag not biased. Now in this video, I'm going to cover how to buy list and walk you through how I put together my buy list orders, tips to be as efficient as possible when putting together your buy listings, how to ship your orders, then end with pro tips that only a veteran buy lister like myself would know to make buy listing even more worth your while. Now there's two main ways to buy list your Magic cards. If we jump to the Card Kingdom website, we click on sell cards, you'll see there's multiple options. Now there's like sell your MTG collection, MTG sealed, and sets. We can go over that in another video another time. Here we're just worried about import from CSV and MTG singles foils. The import from CSV, that's the first one I'll touch on, and I'll just kind of gloss over it. This is really convenient if you are the kind of person that tracks your collection in an Excel spreadsheet or whatever. You can just copy and paste. Card Kingdom will tell you, here's all the cards we want and how many. Thank you, send those off, life's good. But I don't think most people do this because it's just really tedious to track your collection in that way, especially if you're trying to sift through a lot of commons and uncommons. The other way is by manual sifting, which you click on the MTG singles or foils tab right here, and they'll show you the big guns, all the really nice, fancy, expensive cards that they want that were printed well before I was playing Magic, and I wish I now had 1,000 copies of. But typically the way I'm gonna do this is either go a format at a time. It's kind of nice. You can pick a format and just see if there's any cards in that format that you want to get rid of, like standard. But the way I typically do it is going one set at a time. So I'm gonna go to Zendikar Rising, get rid of foil, and I'll just start with the commons and uncommons to see what cards here that I have sitting in a box like this ready to buy list. So if I say Bellagate Recovery, go through my box, sifting, and I find, oh, I've got 4 extra copies of this. Nice. Throw them in the cart. I can start to see my total here update with how much value I am currently buy listing. I can go here, let's add 4 copies of those, got a couple of these. And if you only got 1 copy, that's fine. Sometimes Card Kingdom lets us scroll for another one, like Cliffhaven Sellsword here. It's a 3/1 common that I don't ever plan to use for anything ever. So if Card Kingdom's willing to find or pay for 50 copies, I'm gonna try and find 50 copies. Now, yes, I don't have 50 copies, but let's just say they wanna take 10. You can have them. Or for some reason I decide, you know what, I want to keep one for a commander deck and move it to 9. It's kind of nice. It'll automatically update everything that's going on right here. And then once I'm ready, I hit proceed to checkout. It would make me sign in, but I could just hit complete order, and then you get the confirmation email that just says, here's all the cards we're buying. Here's the order they have to come in. You're good. Moving on to the next step. A quick tip here when it comes to manually sifting your collection is be proactive when organizing and adding cards to your collection. Like say you're opening even a pack or a fat pack or booster bundle or booster box, whatever. You just have to get in the habit of organizing those cards in some way, shape, or form because it will make the whole manual sifting process a lot easier. For me, I typically just start with color and rarity. That's all I do. I don't worry about alphabetical order. I don't worry about even getting the cards that are the same next to each other. I just go with common, uncommon, and then rare or mythic I just kind of slap together. But it makes the manual sifting process so much easier and the whole buy listing experience far less painful. Another tip is when you do start buy listing is try and go through one entire set at a time. The reason being, once you go to send that buy list order off is you have to send the cards in a specific order, typically set and then alphabetical. So if they're already in set order, getting them alphabetical from there is far less painful than it sounds. Trust me, that's why I say go one set at a time. It'll make everything a lot smoother. So after you've gone through your collection, found all the cards you're willing to part with that are on the buy list, and completed checkout, it is now time to send off the order in order to get paid or get your store credit. Now we're going to get into some of the shipping tips to make sure that, again, you're maximizing your value here. First is use USPS flat rate boxes, which I have some. These are both the medium flat rate boxes, which one is more This one's more like boxy, this one's kind of flat, but they both cost the same amount, like $17-ish to ship. And as they say, one rate, any weight. And that's important because Magic cards are heavy. One of those boxes will easily fit 3 booster boxes like this, this is actually my most recent Buylist order right here. I'll be shipping this off this coming week because, well, I need to buy some stuff. Old booster boxes or fat packs, these are great for just storing your cards en route to keep them safe and make sure they don't get damaged. Of course, make sure you pack in any of that empty space so that they don't get damaged in transit, because the condition of your cards will impact the amount you get credited for. And one more tip when it comes to shipping cards, assuming you don't live close enough to a store to just be able to drop off any Buylist order number, because like if you do, that's really nice and convenient. But if you're like me, you got to ship off your cards. And if you have to ship them off, I would highly recommend having some sort of threshold before you start sending off Buylist orders. Because if that costs $17 to ship it, that's a significant chunk. So for me, I do not Buylist unless I'm Buylisting at least 100. I try and shoot for about $200 just to make it worth my while and not have the shipping eat away at all of the store credit or money I'm getting from it. And I do keep mentioning that you can ship off and Buylist a ton of bulk-ish kind of commons and uncommons, but you can Buylist any and everything, especially older, more expensive cards, which if you're willing to part with those, just make sure you ship them in a way that they don't get bent. You could even throw a few of them into a bubble mailer. Just make sure that you have tracked shipping because, I mean, they're expensive cards. You want to make sure that they are safe en route to Card Kingdom. Now for the last portion of this video, we're going to get into the pro tips of how to get the most cash for your cards when it comes to Buylisting, which I've learned over the years of Buylisting. So yeah, learn from my mistakes and or just time it took me to realize the obvious. Now the first pro tip for upping the value of your Buylist order is tokens are a tremendous way to up the value of whatever you're Buylisting. So check on the special box, hit apply filters, and then you'll see whatever tokens are in demand for that set. Now you can see Hydra tokens, 31 cents for 1 Hydra token. Let's say you got a couple of those lying around. Great, throw them into your Buylist and start adding a few more bucks to whatever you're getting rid of. What's really nice too is the second pro tip. Basic lands are a tremendous way to up the value of your Buylist order, especially with Zendikar Rising having these full arts that people love. Personally, I decided to keep one style of full art that I really liked because that would be more than enough for my commander decks, and then the rest I'm gonna get rid of because there's so many awesome basic lands out there. You might as well only hold on to the ones that you're gonna use, because I don't see Wizards ending their awesome land art anytime soon. But yeah, you can add, you know, the 16 copies of this that you have lying around, or not the tornado one, the tornado planes. Come on, this is obviously the best planes, right? You can argue with me in the comments if you don't agree, but if you're not going to use all 3 different versions of the forest, why not get rid of the ones that you're not going to use? And again, just up the value of whatever you're Buylisting. Another pro tip to really squeeze more value out of your Buylisting efforts is, let's just say there's not a basic land like with War of the Spark that they want to pay a specific amount for. Then you go to the MTG bulk tab, and this is where you can get rid of those hundreds or thousands of cards that you have no other use for and would be happy to just get something for rather than having them sit around and taking up space. For me, basic lands are a great way to go, and you can get 5 cents for any full art basic, a penny for any normal basic. So for me, if I got 600 or 6,000, that's how you can just add in a few extra bucks or 10 bucks or 20 bucks to your Buylist order. You can do the same for rares and mythics. I just don't have enough in my collection. But if you've been playing for years and years, I'm assuming, or wouldn't be surprised to learn that you have hundreds, if not thousands of cards that again, you'd be happy to just get rid of and get something for, so they quit taking up so much space. Okay, I hope you're still with me because I actually have one more tip, and this is probably the most important tip that I learned when it comes to Buylisting, and that is timing is very important. So don't feel like you have to get all of your Buylisting into one order. You can Buylist multiple orders. Cards that are on the Buylist will update and shift and change daily, and it gets really frustrating when you put all that work into organizing your collection, getting all those cards together, and then going on to a site to then Buylist and realizing, oh, that card's not wanted anymore. So just to kind of give you a frame of reference for how I typically Buylist, I'll get the itch to start going through my collection on, say, a Saturday. So I'll go through maybe 3 or 4 sets, I'll Buylist that off and just confirm it as an order. Because at this point I realize I probably have enough cards that I'm going to hit my threshold of, say, $100 or $200. So I might as well just start getting my orders in so I don't miss out on being able to Buylist cards that I have and want to Buylist. So again, on Saturday, I'll go through a handful of sets, Buylist those off. On Sunday, I'll do the same thing. Go through a few sets, Buylist those off. Then on Monday, I'll probably be at work thinking, oh, I should go through that binder or check that box. Go through that. Send another buy list order off on Tuesday, and then package those all together and ship them off on Wednesday. So I may have 3 or 4 buy list orders in the same package and then just send them off. Then you just gotta wait for the email that your order's been received, they get graded, and then you get your store credit or cash or however you decided to buy list. And it's a really convenient and nice way, again, to turn cards you don't want into cards or cash you do want or need. And then I guess I put all my cards away for the next buy listing extravaganza, because it's kind of fun to do, and it helps me, really random tangent, it really helps me realize how many cards are reprints that I had no idea were reprints. And then, no, you know what? Here's my last tip. Also on that timing tip, I recommend buy listing cards that are legal or valid in standard while they're still legal in standard, because once they rotate out, they're gonna drop in value and probably drop in their ability to be buy listed. So you might as well get rid of them now, assuming you don't need them for decks or tournaments or trading with anyone. You have no use for them while they're still legal in standard, buy list them sooner rather than later. I've definitely kicked myself for that one many times. But anyway, let me know if this video helped you, and if you wouldn't mind, leave a comment with what you're buy listing or planning to buy when you do start buy listing. And apparently hashtagging helps videos get found, so it'd be great if you could just put like a hashtag ready to buy list magic cards or hashtag buy list magic cards in your comment, just to help others find this video, and then they know how to buy list too, and then everyone's happy. And you can also really help me out by hitting that subscribe button, and that like button would be much appreciated. Or if you want to go above and beyond, check out my Patreon link in the description below. Cannot thank my patrons enough. Y'all are awesome. Or hey, you know what? You go out and buy list, just use my affiliate link for Card Kingdom down in the description below. Again, they are the best place to go to buy magic cards and spend all this extra money you're just going to be swimming in thanks to buy listing. You're welcome. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you being here. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. And again, thank you to my patrons, to Card Kingdom for sponsoring the channel. We'll see y'all in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.